In this video, we're going to learn how to solve proportions. So what is a proportion? A proportion is just a specific type of rational equation. And a proportion is just when we have one fraction or whole number on the left side of an equation and one fraction or whole number on the right side of the equation. So in other words, a proportion is when we have one fraction equals another fraction. If there are more than one term on either side of the equal sign, on the left side or the right side, then that is not a proportion. A proportion is one fraction equals one fraction. And the technique I'm about to teach you for solving proportions will not work when solving regular rational equations. It will only work when we're solving proportions. One fraction equals one fraction. So here we have the proportion 2 over x plus 4 equals 5 over 3x. Let's first start solving this proportion the same way that we would solve any rational equation. And then from there, I think we'll see how we can shorten the process when solving proportions. Step number 1 is to identify any disallowed values. This denominator gives us a disallowed value of x equals -4. And this denominator gives us a disallowed value of x equals 0. Step number 2 is to factor each denominator. The denominator of x plus 4 is already in factored form, and 3x is also in factored form as well. So no factoring that needs to be done here. Step number 3 is to identify the LCD. The LCD is 3x times the quantity x plus 4. Step number 4 is to multiply both sides of the proportion by the LCD. Step number 5 is to simplify both sides of the proportion. On the left side, we have factors of x plus 4 in the numerator and denominator that'll cancel out. On the right side, we have factors of 3x in the numerator and denominator that will cancel out. And then that leaves us with 2 times 3x on the left, which is 6x, is equal to 5 times x plus 4 on the right. Now this is a linear equation with no fractions in it that we can solve. Let's start by simplifying the right side by distributing the 5 to the x and the 4. That result is 6x equals 5x plus 20. Now let's combine like terms by subtracting 5x from both sides. And that gives us a solution of x equals 20. And because that solution is not a disallowed value, we can be confident that x equals 20 is the solution to this proportion. Again, the only way we're going to know for sure is to plug in 20 for x into the original proportion and make sure that the left side matches the right side. Now I want us to take a closer look at this process and see if we can identify a quicker way to solve proportions. And I want us to draw our attention to this step in the process. Notice that when we multiplied both sides of this proportion by the least common denominator and then simplified, the result on the left was 2 times 3x, and the result on the right was 5 times x plus 4. And here's the key idea. The left side of our equation, 2 times 3x, is just the product of multiplying the numerator on the left side with the denominator on the right side. That 2 times 3x is what we call a cross product. Notice on the right side of our equation, that ended up being 5 times the sum x plus 4. That side of our equation ended up being this cross product. And it will work this way every single time when we're solving proportions. So what's the quickest way to solve a proportion? Set one cross product equal to another. In this case, that would be 2 times 3x equals 5 times x plus 4. That eliminates the whole idea of finding least common denominators, multiplying both sides by the least common denominator. If we just find the cross products and set each of the cross products together, the result will be the same in the end. So let's look at another example. In this example, we're told to solve the proportion. And again, a proportion is just one fraction equals another fraction. One term on the left equals one term on the right. Anytime I solve a proportion, I set one cross product equal to the other and then solve. The first cross product is x times the sum x plus 8, and that has to be equal to the other cross product, 6 times the sum x plus 4. Let's simplify both sides by eliminating the parentheses. Eliminating the parentheses on the left gives us x squared plus 8x, and eliminating them on the right gives us 6x plus 24. This is a quadratic equation, so let's get all of our terms on one side and 0 on the other so that we can solve this quadratic equation by factoring. If we subtract 6x from both sides of this equation, we get x squared plus 2x equals 24. Now let's subtract 24 from both sides. That gives us x squared plus 2x minus 24 equals 0. Now factor the left side. The left side of the equation factors into x plus 6 times the difference x minus 4. Now set each of those factors equal to 0 and solve. Solving gives us two solutions, x equals -6 and +4. And as long as we did our work correctly, we can be assured that these two solutions are solutions to this proportion if neither of these solutions is a disallowed value. So we need to go back now and identify our disallowed values to make sure that the disallowed values don't match our solutions. The disallowed values for this proportion are x equals -4 and -8. Our solutions are -6 and +4. So our solutions don't match our disallowed values, which means that -6 and +4 are the solutions to this proportion.